Big night with the Heat 1 win away from advancing. And the Panthers facing possible playoff elimination. New normal in the classroom.
They are behind in different areas.
After the lessons learned during the pandemic, it's the Florida State House versus Mickey Mouse in a newly filed lawsuit.
I think they filed, in Tallahassee for a reason.
And a group calling themselves Gators are tipping the scales in favor of students facing hardships. These stories and more coming up on Newsbreak.
Good morning, South Florida. I'm Julian Davis.
I'm Leanne Abutorbush. Today is Thursday, April 27, 2023.
Live from the FIU Lee Kaplan School of Journalism and Media, this is SFMN Newsbreak.
Eliminating Dow, both the Heat and the Panthers playing in 3-1 series on different sides of back-against-the-wall situations. Both the Heat and the Panthers took Game 5 into overtime on the road.
We begin in Milwaukee, where Jimmy Butler forced overtime by catching and shooting the tying basket while falling to the ground. In the extra period, Miami outscored the hometown Bucks, ending their season and sending Miami to New York to face the Knicks in round 2.
I'm just in a groove. I'm in a rhythm. I've been shooting the ball an incredible amount this series, but I feel like they're all shots that I know that I can make, and my teammates keep telling me to shoot the ball more, attack.
Overtime also in Boston for the Panthers, and a rare mistake by the Bruins goalie leads the shot that saves Florida's season. Having avoided elimination, the Cats now head to Game 6 in Sunrise tomorrow night.
Up and down the east coast of Florida, from Jupiter to Space Coast, residents were dealing with severe weather. The network's Natalie LaRoche-Pietri is in the control center this morning.
Fort Pierce, Jupiter Farms, and Melbourne are a few of the Florida cities that have been hit by severe storms, causing damage to many homes.
The storms have been hitting the state over the week, and more is expected today. Piles of hail are sitting on streets and altering local wildlife. The wind has knocked over trees and shattered windows. Fort Pierce resident Darlene Polycarp described the sound of the wind and downpour. A tree by her home fell onto her roof, causing it to collapse.
We're standing right by the door, seeing all the wind and the rain, and then all of a sudden it got worse within seconds.
Over in Jupiter Farms, one resident was barricaded into his home.
I hope what I'm standing under isn't going to go away, like the Wizard of Oz.
Down the road, someone expressed sadness for a tree that had been standing for more than 30 years.
Tons of branches. We've seen a couple fence posts down. Earlier today it was huge hail out here.
Florida residents are hopeful for brighter days ahead, but have a lot of cleanup and repair to do. I'm Natalie LaRoche-Pietri for the South Florida Media Network.
COVID-19 no longer poses much of a health risk in schools, but as Network Cindy Clados reports, teachers are still dealing with the leftover effects of all that time spent outside the classroom.
3 years after the outbreak of the global pandemic, it is still affecting students and their academic process. Major concern surrounds the academic decline and ongoing challenges public students are experiencing in the results of the coronavirus pandemic. High school teacher Elizabeth Briano explains some of the factors she believes that contributes to the severe academic setbacks.
Factors that have caused my students to be a grade level behind since COVID have been lack of resources, access to resources, getting used to the transition from learning in person to learning online, and mental and emotional setbacks from COVID that they were not able to deal with.
According to U.S. News, public school leaders estimated that about 49% of their students began the 2022 through 2023 school year a grade level behind, compared to only 36% of their students prior to the pandemic. Parents have also noticed a significant decline in their kids' educational development and are still fighting against the negative academic effects.
All the kids, I have my friends and my daughter too, they are behind in different areas, different classes, and affect a lot because they are not interacting with another kids, they are not with the teacher. If they have a question, if they have concern, they need to know more about the class. It's hard from Zoom.
More than 80% of public schools reported offering tools such as standard, high dosage, and self-paced tutoring to help their students catch up.
We do offer tutoring after school for all classes or all subjects. And it's both. We do reach out to students to recruit some, and also some students just have to come on their own if they're struggling and ask for the help.
Check out the School Post panel for more information on the impact of COVID-19. This is Cindy Claros reporting for South Florida Media Network.
A cold case in South Florida known as the Killer Clown coming to a close as the woman behind it has entered a plea deal. In West Palm Beach early this week, Sheila Keene Warren pleaded guilty to second-degree murder weeks ahead of her trial. Keene Warren is accused of the 1990 murder of Marlene Warren outside of West Palm Beach. Authorities say the killer was dressed as a clown when they went to the victim's home. 27 years later, Keene Warren has arrested and charged with the crime.
Walt Disney is suing Florida Governor Ron DeSantis and the board he appointed to oversee Disney's special taxing district. Disney says the Republican weaponized his political power to punish the company for exercising its free speech rights. It's the latest escalation in the fight between DeSantis and Disney. DeSantis moved to take away Disney's power after the former CEO criticized a bill DeSantis signed banning discussion of sexual orientation and gender identity. During a press conference in Jerusalem today, DeSantis said the lawsuit lacked merit.
I don't think the suit has merit. I think it's political. They want to be able to control things without proper oversight.
DeSantis says the new board for the special taxing district is about accountability.
California is the Golden State, and this morning there's a new reason why.
That's still ahead, and so is this story.
You know, just because they don't have something that I might not have. There's other people that, you know, the Giving Gators have helped.
The Gators at Barbara Goldman High School have a new way to take care of their neighbors. Stick around, we'll be back in just 2 minutes.
Yo, Scott.
Hey.
I'm heading out, man. You want to ride?
No, I got my car, but I actually really need to go to the bathroom.
Oh, you know what? I was just in there. The line is like 10 people long.
You know, I think I'll just...
Dude, are you okay?
You wouldn't believe what I was just thinking. I am definitely buzzed.
Yeah.
I think I will take this, and I will take that ride home.
Smart man.
Did you see how that dog was looking at me?
Radcliffe Art and Design Incubator is the velocity accompanying the fellow's rudder, as in a boat. Unless there is movement or action, the planned direction is of little consequence. We encourage the creative ideas into action, and from the experience of doing, we critically assess the feedback, adjust, and set out to rediscover the potentialities of an entrepreneurial mindset.
STEM is precise, no margin for error.
Dare to forget that. Dare to have fun with it. Get weird with it. Dare to send those old STEM theories flying past the neighbor's house into outer space. Dare to program something internet-breaking, record-breaking. Dare to blow their minds. Dare to learn the difference between sedimentary and metamorphic rock. Go find those rocks. Dare to keep daring. Dare to STEM. Check out She Can STEM to get started.
Helping Hands, a program started at a school, is really making a difference right here in South Florida. Through natural disasters and a pandemic and more, Giving Gators has helped students in need for over 8 years in Miami Lakes.
Here's more about the nonprofit organizations from the lens of a photojournalist, Kenneth Bueno.
Yeah, we're going to put them against the wall. I started school here at the age of 5, and I basically had no school supplies, no clothing. And I saw that the community came together and helped my family. And that kind of stayed in my head. And I said one day, I think I want to give back to the community. I want to do the same thing. My name is Daylene Garcia, and I am the founder of Giving Gators. Giving Gators is a nonprofit organization, a very small nonprofit organization that was created here in the town of Miami Lakes about 8 years ago. we are just a small group of parent volunteers, very dedicated volunteers who just wanted to give back to the community and the schools, our local schools.
It's extremely fulfilling. I actually graduated from Barbara Goldman, and that's where the nonprofit is based out of. And so I remember coming to school and seeing a bunch of my friends that were extremely poor and underprivileged, and I swore, as funny as that sounds, I swore whenever I made it or whenever I was doing good as a business person, and that I would come back and give back to the community. And luckily, with God's help and with the help with a lot of individuals, we've been able to do that.
Would trade spaces with you any day, you know, just because they don't have something that I might not have. There's other people that, you know, the Giving Gators have helped that we, you know, that were traded in a heartbeat. So I'm very thankful for every day, for you know, just for the waking up of every day, and then that changes my aspect of life. If I can help you out, listen, I'm gonna help you out. I'll do what I can to help you out. You know, that's the goal.
We have toothbrushes. All of this goes to the kids. Packs, which we don't have now, but we're gonna start doing our summer back to school drive. It is the best feeling ever. It is very rewarding. I don't expect anything in return, just a simple smile. That's all to it. When I give back, it's the best feeling in the world. Just seeing their smiles when you give them that backpack, when you give them a toy for Christmas, when you give them the food that they need, it's the best reward ever.
The Gators in the name Giving Gators is a reference to the sports mascot at Barbara Goldman High.
California's weather unfolds the biggest gold rush in years. After several days of winter storms pass by, a new gold rush has begun near Sacramento. The runoff from the waterways washes away the dirt, allowing fresh new gold to be found in the water. Miners are preparing to find loads of treasure in the gold country. You're watching SFMN Newsbreak, and we're coming right back.
See us dream. See us remember. See us protest.
You matter. Your feelings matter. Your identity matters. Everything about who you are matters.
See us fight back. See us rebuild. See us shatter stereotypes. See us inspire. See us united. See us now.
There are 16 million children struggling with hunger in America. That's 1 in 5 daughters, sons, neighbors, and classmates who don't know where their next meal is coming from. Yet billions of pounds of good food go to waste every year. It's time we do something about it. Feeding America is a nationwide network of food banks that helps provide meals to millions of kids and families in need. Visit feedingamerica.org to help them feed even more. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
That's all the time we have for Newsbreak. I'm Leanne Abutarbush.
And I'm Julian Davis. Get more news anytime at sfmn.fiu.edu.